Peace in, folks. How you doing? Use the force. Positive mental attitude. You know how we do. So, Dear John's Diary 2. Yeah, so like it's interesting because recently I've been open to dating, which I hadn't been for quite some years. Let's turn that blippy thing off. I need that blue thing flashing in my face, do I? And obviously dating for me has always been a slow process. You know, I like to try and find, you know, people that have like glimpses of self-aware. There's all types of attractions that have to happen, right, for you to connect with someone. And so I've always been fussy anyway. You know, I want it all. You know, I want someone who I'm attracted to internally and externally, and so that's what I'll get. Yeah, so like, you know, it's been like 7 years being single, you know, after my mum died, and you know, after that I was just not available, and then sort of like a few years back sort of deciding, all right, you know, I was open again, a few things happening, nothing working out, you know, so is life. And yeah, but like just recently, about 6 months ago or so, I decided, like, you know, I feel like I'm in an emotional space where I can be open to someone, but that's not, you know, that's just the start of the process for me. Do you know what I mean? But no, so I've been using like a dating app, right, called Bumble, because A, lockdown, B, I don't drink. I wouldn't want to meet a woman. I've got no problem with people drinking. I just wouldn't want to meet them in a boozer, you know. The whole hooking up with people when you're drunk thing just isn't really my bag, you know. It used to be, and I've got no problems with like having a few drinks with someone once I've met them and I know them, you know. Yeah, so I've been using these dating apps, and it's just very funny that now it's not just the self-awareness stuff that can put people off, because being self-aware can put people off. I know this because, you know, if you're not making excuses for yourself, if you're not doing a lot of these things that people can, you know, me included, if I'm not watching myself, get autopilots that, you know, that we, you know, don't necessarily want to deal with, that, you know, working on yourself isn't for everyone. So, you know, because if you're facing yourself, someone who's, you know, like someone who's going to be with me needs to be able to face themselves, you know, they need to be able to look at themselves and objectively be all right, you know. Sweet, I'm a human. I'm not this thing they call perfect, you know. So yeah, but wowzer woozer. Now I've obviously got all the information that I now know, that I've been learning over the last sort of like 7-8 years, and so I've been saying to people, to women on these sites, like, you should go and watch my videos, because you know, it could save us both some time, right? Because I'm open with my views and I'm open with how I feel, and that's how I am anyway. This is me in life. I'm more animated off video, right? I'm a lot more, my voice is more like, I'm a lot more fucking animated. The passion's more like, because, like, you know, I have to rein that in a little bit when I'm speaking on videos, so that I can be objective for myself anyway, right? Like, because when I let all my passion just go, sometimes my mind will move too bloody quick, and I'm just doing stuff like complete reactionary, and that's not so good for like constructive conversation, right? For thought-provoking topics, right? Because, you know, I go into tangents badly enough anyway, right? To anyone that does watch my videos, you fucking know this. So yeah, it's just very interesting, you know, because yeah, you know, so I basically, I was supposed to be meeting someone today, and after them looking at my videos, I chose not to do that. And, you know, so is life, right? Like, you know, like I wouldn't in the dating, because of how I've like set myself up. Like, I'm not about to get all attached to someone before I've met them. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to get like all like you know, is what it is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Easy come, easy go. I'm open. Do you know what I mean? I'm open. So I know I'll find someone. You know, I always do. You know, I'm always single for a couple of few years by choice. You know, and then once I choose not to be single, it's just a matter of time. Like, you know, you find people you gel with in one way or another. You know, and obviously over the years I've got a little bit pickier still. And you know, so it's cool. But you know, I just want someone that's self-aware. You know, the rest of it's a whatever. You know, but self-awareness is key for me. You know. It's because a lot of arguments I see in relationships, real talk, right, are because the people aren't quite so self-aware. I've been in the middle of many couples arguing and trying to mediate for them, right? Not even trying, I was mediating for them. And it's just like, when you're not being self-aware and checking your own bullshit, you can put that on other people, and that's why I want someone who's self-aware. You know, because I'm not putting my bullshit on someone else. You know, if I'm having a bad day or something's hitting me, I'm really open about it. You know, I communicate so that there is no confusions, right? And when you've got open communication, that like deadens loads of bullshit that can happen. You know, so yeah, it's just very interesting. You know, the saga continues. And yeah, I look forward to finding a nice lady. But until that time, I enjoy being me. You know, I've got plenty to do and plenty to get on with. And, you know, that's the thing, you know, I think, yeah, you know, I look forward to finding someone who's like that anyway. Like me, but different, right? That's what we all want, I think, isn't it? We want someone that's like us, but different. Some people might just want absolute clones of themselves and whatnot, and each their own, right? I don't know, I'll speak for me. I want someone like me, but that's different. You know, they've got their own thing, whatever, right? Like, I'm good with being me. I don't want someone who is me, do you know what I mean? I want someone who's free thinking, like me. Someone who, you know, stays their path, like me. You know, not the same path, unless of course it happens to be the same path. In that case, that's fucking beautiful. But like, my grandparents like had a big impact on my life, and they run a business together, raised a family together, all under one roof, and all of this sort of like, you know, dealing with like his mum. She was there for a long time, and and you know, if there's something that they taught me, as well as teamwork makes the dream work, although they didn't say that term, I've since learned that. They're just like, teamwork is what achieves your goals, basically. But yeah, but it's also that you need your own space as much as you need like common goals and working towards a common target, right? Like for them, that was raising the family and, you know, running a successful business. But then it's to have your own thing, like something that you're interested in, that takes up your time. Like, I'm a creative, so to me, you know, I spend a lot of time putting a lot of my passion into music, you know, in many forms, whether it's writing lyrics and recording them or just simply mixing and mastering. You know, I love the process. You know, so to have someone who has their own thing that they do, you know, and you can either do it around each other or not, you know, but this is, you know, it's just, it's Dear John's diary, right? So, you know, it's the thing is, right, the reason why I share all this shit is like, I have people questioning my authenticity. And it's like, what have I got to gain, right? Like, I'm not being funny with you. Making these videos makes my life harder. It's nuts, right, that promoting healthy change for a better future based around self-awareness and self-responsibility with the acknowledgement of some bullshit that's going on. And, you know, what you do with that is but, you know, it is funny. It is funny. It is funny. But, you know, I've got hope in humanity. You know, and I don't believe that humanity is the 1% that want to only promote destructive technologies and systems and forces, right? Like, the more you look into the structure of society, the more you see how things get dealt with and how purely unhealthy it is, right? Like, there's this, you know, whole thing about mental health, and I'm not surprised there's a big mental health issue going on with how batshit crazy this society is. You know, I hate to harp on the education system so much, but they've got a lot to be responsible for. Not the individuals who are just trying to teach and grow children, but the structure and those that have the ability to change how it works. Because these are our children. They're the future's leaders. And I'd rather they grew up not wanting to be leaders, but grew up wanting to create or be a part of the society that is healthy, that has structure, that has law, some order and some chaos, right? You know, we're not going to have this perfect bubble society unless you've got no freedom. Right? And what is this perfect bubble society where there's no disease and no crime? Is there really no disease? Is there really no crime at all? You know, people are selective with what they believe is a crime. You know, like I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and I'd said about doing things for good, just for the sake of good. You know, and they're like, well, you know, well, what do you call good then? And that is, you know, a very good question. But you can certainly say, well, what is good? Everybody that's born deserves to eat food every day and have a roof over their head, basic amenities, access to whatever, you know, social technologies and, you know, societal technologies that help you work and stuff like that and input into the society, because technology is woven into how we work now, right? And it's fucking handy, right? If you use it the right way and if you don't let it use you. Hence why I promote self-awareness so much, right? Because social media doesn't use me. I use it as a tool. The most time I spend on social media is actually uploading my videos and waiting for them to upload. And I might scroll a little bit while it's uploading. And then it's uploaded, I fuck it off. You know, I'll wake up in the morning, have a little scroll. Sometimes I interact with people and I really shouldn't, because it's too early in the morning. And I can be brutal in the morning as well. Sometimes I can be really brutal in the morning, quite frankly. I don't beat around the bush so much, or I'm not as gentle with my words as I normally am, and I might just fucking go straight into something, and that can put people's backs up. I mean, it's early in the morning, depending on where in the world you're is, right? It's the beauty of the internet. We can be on totally opposite sides of the world and interact like we were fucking neighbours. So, is there not a better time than now to be able to start having the conversations that can bring about healthy change? You know, I changed the name of my group. I'll chuck the link down in the description when I put this up. But I've actually changed the group on Facebook now to a Declaration of Humanity, right? Which is like, you know, what I was suggesting the document should be called. Whether it is or not will be decided. But, you know, again, I'm not massively active in the group at the moment. I have a plan to be, but it's just getting it into my everyday routines and what I'm doing and how I've, you know, just getting it into the time slots so it's there. Yeah, a document, a Declaration of Humanity Facebook group. I'll stick a link below. Come and join in. Let's have some conversation. So anyway, my friends, we're up on that time. Use the force, positive mental attitude, be kind with your thoughts to yourselves and others. Keep loving your hearts for yourselves like you would for others. And let's get it. Get what, John? Awareness, of course. Peace in.